Good morning. Here we are once again, a beautiful morning. Give me just a moment while I go live in all the places I need to go live. And as I say always, good morning. And let me know that you're here. Say hello, and then hopefully you can join in the conversation. Give me just a second. All right. And then one more place. Whoops. Where is that at? Hold on. Groups. Jeez Louise. Am I in the right place? Hold on. No. Oh my goodness. There we are. Am I in the right place? Hold on. Okay. Get this party started. All right, now I've got that set up and we are ready. So, like I said, as you get here, make sure that you say hello and let me know that you're here. It's an amazing morning here for me in Georgia. Of course, I always say that if you wake up and you can actually open your eyes, you are have so much to be grateful for, right? Because a lot of people didn't do that today, and so I always want to start my day with gratitude. And so I'm asking you right now to just say a moment of gratitude for the fact that you are here. And I'm always grateful that I have the internet, that I can connect with you guys. And so, no matter what else is going on in your world, just make sure that you have gratitude for the amazing things that are there in your life, whether in the moment they feel amazing or not. It's noticing the beautiful things that show up that a lot of times we take for granted, right? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab where's my mouse? There it is. I'm going to go ahead and grab our affirmation for today. So give me just a second while I pull it up. All right. So I have an early appointment that I have to get to this morning, so I'm getting started right away, right? So our affirmation for today is, I am living in a garden of prosperity where abundance blooms all around me. I nurture my dreams and they grow into endless opportunities. So let's look at this. A garden of prosperity. Doesn't that sound like what everybody wants, right? Because prosperity is not just money either, right? Prosperity can be so many different things. It's the things you want in abundance in your life. Maybe it's an abundance of love. Maybe it's an abundance of spiritual growth, an abundance of charitable things that you can do. Where is it in your life that you really want to have more abundance, right? The thing is, like, just a few days ago, I talked about our circle of life and how we have all the different aspects of our life, like I just said, from our spirituality, our relationships, our work, our self-care, our money, all those things are parts of our lives. And if there's a part of your life that is a little bit flat, that it needs a little bit of love and TLC, then now's the time to give it some, right? Water those seeds, plant new ones, whatever it is. But you are living in a garden of prosperity. And a lot of times it is hidden behind something else. It is under our feet, and we're not open to seeing it. And so one of the things that I'm always wanting to do is open your eyes just a little bit so that we can see the garden of gold, the garden of prosperity that's right under our feet, and be open to letting it show itself to us. And the thing is, as we're as we're looking at prosperity, whether it's financial prosperity or maybe it's the relationships, there's always an answer to where we can find that growth, where we can nurture that part of our lives. But a lot of times we're stuck in a place of all the thoughts and the feelings and the actions that we've taken in the past that have culminated to where we are. And we get stuck there because even if it may be not the ideal life that we want, the thing that we're dreaming of, it's comfortable. And comfort doesn't necessarily mean that it feels good. It means that your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, all of this together is trying to, your conscious mind especially is trying to keep you safe. And it feels like if I survived it, then this is what I know and I want to stay here. Now, you don't consciously think, life is hard right now, but I need to stay there because I know I've been able to survive this. Not consciously at all. It is something that subconsciously is going on. So I want us today to look at our lives as a garden of prosperity and where things are blooming all the time. Abundance is blooming all the time. And it's like being out in an orchard, a, like almost like an apple orchard, right? And there's trees as far as you can see. And instead of apples, there's money on those trees. They're everywhere. If you never look up and see the money on the tree, you don't know it's there. And even if some of the money, like leaves, has fallen on the ground, if you don't look down, you never see that either. And so most of the time we're walking with this tunnel vision almost of who we are, what we believe is possible. And we never see any of that abundance around us. So I want you to just be open to it. And remember, anything that comes after the words I am are ultra powerful, ultra powerful. So that's why I made sure this one especially was an I am statement. I am living in a garden of prosperity. Now, if that feels like too big a stretch and it makes you suddenly go, that's not true, then you can change it up a little bit. Like I tell you all the time, make it yours, make it to where it feels exciting and not deflating. So if it's a little deflating because your subconscious mind and all is saying, bullshit, you don't live in a garden of prosperity, then you can change it up a little bit and say, I'm beginning to live in a garden of prosperity. And so just adding one word, changing one word, actually kind of lets go of some of that angst that so it's almost like you can bring it under the rug kind of thing, can bring it in the back door, and your subconscious mind says, okay, well, that's possible. And then it starts looking for evidence of that, right? And so if you feel good saying, I am living in a garden of prosperity, then from that moment, once you've said that, your subconscious mind is going to start looking for evidence of that fact. And so when you're out and about doing things, you'll see something that'll spark an idea, spark a thought. And because your subconscious mind is looking for, how is this possible? Let me see the evidence of this. I am living in a garden of prosperity. You might find some money on the ground. You might see a lottery ticket laying on the ground and you think, somebody's already scratched that. It's okay. But then you reached out and you pick it up and you look and they missed a winning ticket. Now I will share, it's been a while ago, but my great niece was going out of the door. We were at a shopping center, and she was going over to, there was a little store next door where they sold lottery tickets and everything. And so she walks out the door, and as she turns the corner to go over to the store, she looks down and there's a lottery ticket. Well, she was really young, and so she would pick them up all the time, right? There was no germ phobia about that at that time. So obviously it was pre-COVID, right? The thing is that she picked up that ticket, stuck it in her pocket, went over to the store, bought whatever it was she was going to do, and then she came back over, and she comes in and she says, I found this lottery ticket. And we all thought, well, it was on the ground, it's probably not a winner. Well, she got it out and she looked at it, and they had neglected to scratch off this one little tiny spot, and it was a winner. If I remember right, it was $50. I don't remember exactly because it's been a while. But the thing is that she could have walked past that. A lot of people walked past that, right? Because they just assumed not a winner. But if you're in this space of prosperity, if you believe that things are possible and that you don't have to work so hard for them, they're going to come for you. They're going to be attracted to you. We talked about that yesterday. We don't chase, we attract, right? You would see that lottery ticket and you'd pick it up and scratch it and look at it. Now, not every one of them is going to be a winner, and that's okay, right? What does it cost you to look? The thing is that you're going to be focused on the most amazing things, and things are going to start appearing. Whether it's that lottery ticket, whether it's a phone call, somebody calls you and says, hey, I've got this great opportunity, and I'm in, and if you want to join me, join me. There's so many things that could show up if you're open to living in a garden of prosperity where abundance blooms all around. I nurture my dreams and they grow into endless opportunities. I nurture my dreams and they grow into endless opportunities. What do you do to nurture your dreams? Right? What do you do? Well, you do this. You get in front of me for the affirmation and the journal prompt for the day. For the day. And then you utilize the material. You write it down. You open up those pathways. I tell you this all the time, that the reason I have you write things down instead of just put them in a digital format. Now you can do that, but there's this connection thing that happens when you're writing your thoughts, so when you're writing down your affirmation and your journal prompt, it's connecting to your brain in a different way. It's like the inner guidance flows through your hand. Right? So you're almost like it's a communication thing. So as you're writing it down, that words are flowing through your body almost as an energetic force coming into your body. And then your inner guidance kind of digests it a little bit, just kind of like food, right? It digests it and says, ooh, that feels delicious. Let me see how that plays out, right? Let me see how that can be true. And so you want to connect with it, and you want to be able to use the different senses of your body. And we talk about this all the time, right? You write it down, but you get into this space of being silent and allowing these words to flow through you. When you write it down, you say it out loud. It's a different connection. And we want to connect every piece of this, right? So you write the words down. I am living in a garden of prosperity where abundance blooms all around me. I nurture my dreams and they grow into endless opportunities. And when you write these down, you say them out loud. You say them with emotion. You don't just I am living in a garden of prosperity where abundance blooms all around. No, you give it some feeling. And so feel it true. How, if that is actually true, how do you say this words, right? I am living in a garden of prosperity where abundance blooms all around me. I nurture my dreams and they grow into endless opportunities. Really make sure it's flowing through you. Utilize every piece of it. Now I'm going to go ahead and share the journal prompt. And it may come into two pieces, but if it is, I will share what's missing. Yep, okay. I got a little long-winded on it. You can't tell I'm from the South, can you? All right. So remember, after I finish this, I will go in and put the full affirmation and journal prompt in the group. We are in the Stand Up and Stand Out community. And if you want to be part of the Stand Up and Stand Out community and you are not currently there, all you have to do is go to vickypoole.com, VICKIEPOOLE.com, and you will be prompted to answer 3 questions. And once you do, then I will let you in the group and you will be able to be here. You will be able to utilize the different information that's in there and see our amazing guest experts, which there is going to be an amazing one on Monday. I just want to share real quick before I get into the journal prompt. Jamie B is going to be here on Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern, and she is an expert about writing, and she's going to talk a lot about how we can tell our stories. And she's actually helps people get their stories out, to get their book written. And so I can't wait to dive in with her about all of this stuff. So definitely go into the events section, sign up that you're going to be there so you'll get the reminders, and I'll see you on Monday, right? So I'm super excited, and you'll be able to come in on a Zoom link so that you can be there in person, live, digitally live, virtually live, I guess you would say. And you can actually talk and ask questions. And if you don't choose to be there live, you can be in the Facebook group where it will be as well. So however it feels the most comfortable for you, you definitely want to be there. And while I'm remembering as well, tomorrow, Saturday at what time is it? Oh, I wrote it down here. At 3 p.m. Eastern, there is, we are going to have the Rewrite Your Money Story event. And I put a link in the, what is it? In the conversations, right? So when I'll put a link in the description today, or in the comments today, so that you can go to that if you want, because it is going to be amazing. We're going to talk a lot about our limiting beliefs around money and how we can change that and rewrite our money story. So you're going to want to be there too. So if you want a personal invitation, all you have to do is just say money in the comments, and I'll make sure that I send it to your DMs so that you don't have to search for it. But otherwise, I will be putting it in the comments so that you can get to it. All right. So now, our journal prompt. Imagine your life as a garden of your thoughts and actions. What would you see growing there right now? So that's a little bit inner reflection, because to me, it's important for us to see that the things that we have right now, the things that are going on in our life right now, are a direct reflection to the thoughts and the actions that we've had up till now, right? And unfortunately, it is in motion, all of our thoughts and feelings. So it's not like we change these things right this second and suddenly everything's different. It's like this, it's got to move through. So it's like a flowing river, and we've got something in the river, and the river has just got to flow it on down, right? And so whatever's going on for you, change it now, and then it will start changing, right? And some things, if it's not really big, can change in an instant. So I don't know for you what's going on. And so I can't tell you how quickly it will change, but the main thing to remember is the only constant in life is change. So nothing stays the same. Everything is changing. Everything is evolving and growing and changing or dying, right? So we're either growing into the space that we want to be in, we're growing who we are and expanding our world, or even if we feel like we are not doing anything different, if we're not growing, we're dying. We are losing momentum in our lives. So if you don't like where you are right now and you don't do anything, it's not going to get better, right? The time to make a change is now, right this second. So imagine your life as a garden of your thoughts and actions. That's what it is. The garden that you see is the garden that you've created. So what would you see growing there right now? What is the thoughts and the actions that you've been taking that have created where you are? Now, maybe you've got an amazing garden right now, right? The thing is that what I just say, if we're not growing and continuing to expand and become and dream and move, we're going backwards. So how can you nurture abundant thoughts in your life right now? How can you nurture abundant thoughts in your life right now? Make a list of what seeds you can plant today to grow even more. Because we don't stay in the same place. We're constantly moving. We're either moving forward or we're moving backwards. The only constant in life is change. So you get to choose, right? So what do I always say? Get your notebook out, get your journal out, write the date, the affirmation, and the journal prompt. Really write it down and then say it out loud with feeling, right? And then take 10 to 15 minutes to get into total silence. Now, when you're in the silent space, your subconscious already knows what's written on that paper. It already knows. But if you feel compelled to say it over and over again in your mind, you can do that. The thing is that sometimes when we're doing all of that, we are not allowing our inner guidance, our God voice to come forth. And so the reason silence is so powerful is because it connects you to your inner voice, your inner guidance, your subconscious mind, your God voice, so that you can hear it, because it's speaking to you all the time. Your inner guidance, your God voice, your subconscious mind are always talking to you. But most of the time, our minds are so busy and so filled with chatter that we do not hear what's trying to come through us. And that's the beauty of writing this down on a piece of paper. When you spend that time in silence, and like I say, quiet that chatter. So just focus on your breath, and you can count them, or you can just say, breathe in, breathe out. And you'll notice that suddenly you think you're still doing that, and then you realize that your mind's off in a different direction. Just bring it back in, bring it back into that quiet space, quiet the chatter. And then once again, breathe, focus on your breath. And when your timer goes off, then No judgment, no critiquing, no saying that's impossible, that doesn't matter. You just write down whatever comes through your hand, right? Because you've made this connection and you want to get it out. And so you're actually allowing that inner guidance, that God voice, your subconscious mind, your intuition to feed information to you. So as you imagine your life as a garden of your thoughts and actions, what would you see growing there right now? Write it down. What would you see? Maybe you already see all that. But remember, what we're seeing right this second in our world is from yesterday and before. So we want to just look at, maybe we've changed some things. What would we see now, right? And then how can you nurture abundance thoughts in your life? So maybe some of your thoughts are abundant. How can you make them even bigger, or how can you nurture those thoughts? But if you've got thoughts that are of lack, thoughts of not being good enough, all these limiting beliefs that most of us have, right? At least we had, but we're working on it, right? So whatever those limiting beliefs are, how can you switch them to more powerful, abundant thoughts? And then how can you nurture them? So make a list of the seeds that you can plant today to grow even more. So we're planting seeds of abundance. We're planting seeds of abundance in all the areas of our life. How can you have more abundant relationships? How can you have a more abundant spiritual world? How can you have an abundant financial world? How can you have an abundant business world? An abundant world of self-care? So how can you have abundance in all these areas? What are the seeds that you can plant today? What are the seeds that you can plant today? Hi, Sandra. I see you. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate you. So imagine your life as a garden of your thoughts, which it is, and your actions, which it is. So I'm going to go back to our affirmation. I am living in a garden of prosperity where abundance blooms all around me. I nurture my dreams and they grow into endless opportunities. Put that on your index card, the screensaver on your phone, your sticky notes, put it on a piece of paper, stick it to the fridge, put it somewhere that today you are always reminded that you are living in a garden of prosperity and abundance is blooming all around you. Just be open, right? And as you are really diving into this and you're nurturing your dreams and they're growing endless opportunities, and that is your focus, the things that you will notice today, that you will hear today, that you will see today will be such an indicator of this garden of abundance that's blooming around you. You're going to see it today. So make a note of it. I'm glad you love it. I'm glad you love it, Sandra. So what does your garden grow? What's that old nursery rhyme? How does your garden grow? I don't remember it. I just remember that part. I remember it's, well, I don't really remember. So, and it is irrelevant, but it just popped in my mind. So the journal prompt. Imagine your life as a garden of your thoughts and actions. What would you see growing there right now? Or maybe it's not what do you see growing there right now? Maybe I should rewrite that. What do you see growing there right now? And then reflect on how you can nurture abundant thoughts in your life. If there's not enough abundance in all the areas of your life, adjust the thoughts in those areas, right? Just look at them. Reflect on how you can nurture abundance thoughts in your life. How can you? One of the things is being open and noticing, celebrating. Make a list of what seeds you can plant today to grow even more. And like I was sharing earlier, when you are living this life knowing that you are abundant and you've got this thought in your mind all day, right? And when you're living this affirmation, I am living in a garden of prosperity where abundance blooms all around me. The things that are going to show up in your world today might even surprise you, delight you, feel totally delicious in the moment. So look at everything that comes around today. Even if it, remember what happens a lot of times, our possibilities, all those things sometimes show up as obstacles, right? And so if an obstacle shows up for you today, look at it and say, ooh, this is a movement piece. This is a place where I'm going to shift my perspective and change my thoughts because I am living in a garden of prosperity. And this is an indicator that I've been thinking the thoughts that do not support where I want to be. And just look at it as a redirect and see how that feels different in the moment. Journal about some of this stuff. Write down the things that show up for you, even the good things and the things that are maybe not so good. In the moment, it feels not so good. Doesn't mean it wasn't there to move you, right? It may feel a little uncomfortable. That's okay. Some of the most amazing inventions came, well, I would say all inventions really, came from someone feeling a little angst about something and wanting to do something different. So how is it going to help you shift into this abundant garden? All right, because you can nurture your dreams and they grow into endless opportunities. And then once again, the journal prompt. Imagine your life as a garden of your thoughts and actions. What would you see growing there right now, or what do you see growing there right now? Is it what you want? And how can you make it better? Really? Right? Because no matter where we are in life, we can always improve on something. So if you're living this life that just feels like it's such a zen place to be, how can you make it better? As you're grateful for where you are, you're grateful that you woke up today. You're grateful that you have all the things that you have. I've shared before, my niece has muscular dystrophy. She cannot roll over in the bed. She can't get up and go to the bathroom by herself. Somebody has to take her. And there are so many things that we take for granted, right? Oh, my body functions the way I want it to. My mind is active. I can get up and move around. So imagine that you can really, really start focusing on gratitude of all the things that you have right now as you begin to plant seeds of more abundance so you can have it grow even more, right? What we appreciate grows. Where our thoughts go, so does our world. All right. So I have an appointment to get to. So I will leave you with this. Today, nurture your seeds and figure out what you've planted and how it can grow. How do you nurture it? So have an abundant day, and I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. Love you guys.